So it's a really pretty day, and I thought I would go ahead and get my seedlings potted. Um, they've been outside on my porch for a few days now. They were started indoors, and I had them growing by a window. This is what I have left. Some of them have died. I've lost a couple, but that's why I grew multiples of the same variety, because I know that sometimes they die. Just can't, especially with the seedlings. You have to be on top of them because they're very small and they can dry out, and lots of things can happen when they're very small. So I did bring them out a few days ago and kept them on my porch right around the house, and in a shady spot, so they can start to get acclimate to the outdoor light and heat. It is our spring season. We are in April. It's almost May, but I think this weekend we're gonna be in the 90s. We're in the 80s right now. So it's hot out there, but this is like a little shady corner of my backyard. So the varieties I have Amber Sweet seedlings. I have multiple, and I don't know if they all come true from seed. So I don't know if they're going to be identical to the mother plant, or if they're going to be a hybrid of some sort. So it'll be interesting to see if I ever get them to grow large enough to produce fruit. It's going to be really exciting when that happens. So I have the Echeng lemon. It's supposed to be a cold hardy variety. I only have one, so I really keep an eye out on that one. It looks very different than most of the other ones. It's got a really large leaf. It was a very large seedling from the beginning compared to the others. The seed itself was very large. I've never had the fruit. I've seen pictures, but the seed itself was very large. So maybe that's why it's a large tree or baby tree. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have experience with that. So if you do, let me know if that's accurate. So I only have one. I ordered the seeds online. I got 3. They arrived in really bad condition. So I got one to sprout, and so I'm excited about that. So that's really, like, if they all die and that one makes it, I'll be okay, because that's really what I want. I'm very interested in the cold hardy varieties for my area. It's really hard to grow citrus. I'm in a zone 8B. And a lot of citrus is kind of cold sensitive. So I really like my cold hardy varieties. I have Amber Sweet, Indio Mandarin Quat, Sudachi and Yuzu, and Sanguinelli. It's an orange, it's like a blood orange. And I think that's it. Sanguinelli, Yuzu, Sudachi, Amber Sweet, Indio Mandarin Quat, and the Echeng lemon. Now I have multiple of the other varieties I named, except for the Echeng. So if the Echeng dies, that's it. It's really hard to get to in California. I haven't been able to find it. I do find them, people selling them out of state, but they usually don't ship to California because disease and pests and stuff like that. And California does grow citrus commercially, so they don't want to have any like disease or pests affect the large commercial crops. Which is funny because I am in California, but in my area it's hard to grow. But just like 20, 30 minutes 20-30 minute drive away from the desert area, you can grow citrus. Anyways, enough about that. Let me get started. So I have these pots that I like to reuse. When I go to the garden center and buy anything, I like to save the pots, the nursery pots, so that I can use them. A lot of times I need something and it's good to have handy, especially for like little starters or seedlings. So I have those. I do have these smaller ones. I don't think I'm going to be using this because it's not that much bigger than this, although I could, and it would hold on to moisture for a little bit longer. These, I'm finding that they're drying really fast, especially now that I moved them outside. And it's just like this little biodegradable like peat pot. I started them in the little plugs. I transplanted them to these. And the cool thing about both the little starters and this is that they just decompose, so you don't have to like pull them out. You can just put them in the new pot, add some soil, and you're done. So I like to not have to do a lot of work, so I think that's cool. So, but because I think those are too small, I think I'm gonna go with this size so that I don't have to constantly be having to repot them. So this should be okay for a year or two, I think. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do that with all of them. See here, I'm not sure. They're all thriving and they're alive and they're doing good. This one, I watered them yesterday. I noticed that they were dry, even though I've been watering daily, I'm pretty sure, but they dry fast. This one, I think it might have dried out because of, it's kind of crunchy. I don't know if you can see that. The leaves are dry and crunchy. So I think we might have lost a yuzu. But luckily I have more, and I do have yuzu in the ground already. So I'm not too sad about that. But yeah, that's why, because of this, this isn't a reason, this is actually the reason why I'm having to transplant, because I don't want them to all, I don't want the rest to have to go through this. Like, they're drying too fast and I'm going to lose them if I don't do something about it. Okay, so picture your little pot. This is just leftover potting soil. I think it's like patio plus. I have leftover, so I'm going to use that. Use gloves. I like to use my hands when dealing with little stuff, but I don't know. Let me see. I'm going to use my hands for this project and just wash them. I like the gloves for prickly stuff or pruning or like hard, like weeding, but for stuff like this, I like my hands. I'll put it in here not to make a mess. Add some soil. I think the students are getting out of class, like school buses. So I've been recording like noisy videos. I got that much in, about a little bit more than halfway. And kind of just, that's not enough, too deep. So I'm gonna add more. I really like this time of year. Everything's coming back to life. It's green and luscious. The trees are starting to put fruit. Like, just look at these figs. This is the Violet de Bordeaux. It's got a beautiful crop of figs here. Here. Look at these. Just beautiful. Goes a bus, school bus. That might be my kids coming home from school. Kind of early. I think that's the right level right there. Now I'm gonna hopefully this will get nice and big and I won't have to repot until it goes in the ground. I want this in the ground. If it's cold hardy, I want this in the ground. But I do want some size. All little small trees are less hardy than a mature tree. So I'll probably keep it in a container for as long as possible, or until I start to see like a woody trunk. Almost everything in my backyard is leafed out. The jujube was one of the latest, and it started to put out some leaves. I think that's the last one. That and the figs. The figs are. Oh wait, you can see the fruit on them already. So that's it. There's my Ichang lemon. There you have it. A beautiful little citrus tree. Look at that. You can see that. The sun's starting to move, so I'm losing the shade. There it is in the sun. So I'm going to be doing that with the rest. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6, so I hope I have enough. I might have to use some of these little ones for some of the smaller ones. Like these are small. This is a seedling Indio Mandarin quat, and it's very small. They're just naturally smaller. You can see. Look at this amber sweet. It's a lot bigger. So, okay, that's it. I'm gonna do the rest off camera. All right, so I'm finished for today. I didn't have enough containers for the remaining little citrus trees. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I need 8 more containers. So I'm gonna repot these at a later time. But I think this one might have died. So we'll see what happens. But if I lose any of these, I'm not too worried because I have multiples. So I'm out of containers, but yeah, I'm sure I'll get more containers because I'm always shopping for plants. Are you okay? Is there a bug? Or why are you scared? A spider? Yeah, they're okay. They don't do anything. He's scared of bugs. Yes, baby. I know. So I gotta clean this mess. Put away that potting soil and move those to a shady spot because it's shady now, but it's gonna have afternoon sun, full afternoon sun, and if they stay here, they will die. Yes, we have bugs in the backyard. They're okay. It's okay to have spiders and roly-polies and all that. So yeah, so let me show you. Oh, look at this, is so pretty. Look at this violet. Leafy now. It's pretty much leafed out. It's still growing new leaves. Isn't that pretty? This is the cluster I was showing you earlier. I think it was too far, you couldn't see. Look how pretty. That cluster of figs. There's another cluster over here. It's a small fig, but delicious. My favorite fig. that I have growing. Look at these beautiful leaves. At this time of the year, they look really pretty. And then they get kind of beat up a little bit later on with the wind and the sun. Really hot summers. Sort of look a little more crispy, and sometimes they tear. I think they all give me 2 crops. Like, so this is like the first crop, and then I think that it'll crop again. I'm not sure, but yeah. Anyways, let me show you the little potted trees that I got done today. Yes, Lucas. So I have them growing here. This area is pretty shady most of the day because we have this really big pine tree overhead. This is a nice little shady spot. I think this is gonna work fine. I had them in the porch, but I think this is gonna work fine. I just watered. Let me show you what they look like. Hi, Lucas. Lucas. Hi. I'm not taking a picture. You're silly. Here's our loquat, looking pretty with new leaves. And here's the little babies in their new pots. I'm gonna sit here. We have like those railroad things, but kind of a little bit of a slope, a very gentle slope. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I did one of each. So I have one of each variety. So that this kind of makes me feel like they won't die, like they're more guaranteed to survive in these containers because they won't dry out as fast as the little peat pots. Amber Sweet, Indio Mandarin Quat, Pitching, Lemon, Amber Sweet. Hey, Indio Mandarin Quat. So I did 2 of those because I only had 2, but I really want that. I'm very, very interested in what it's going to produce. This Indio Mandarin Quat. They're delicious, but I'm wondering if they're going to be true or some sort of hybrid or what. So I did 2 because I really want to increase my odds of one of them surviving. Indio Mandarin Quat. Yuzu. Sanguinelli. Looks a little yellow, maybe needs food. And Sudachi. And that's it. I'm gonna stay here tucked in this little corner. I need to finish cleaning this little corner. But I'm gonna keep an eye out and watch the sun. I'm pretty sure it gets full shade here, all day shade. But I'm just gonna keep an eye out today to make sure that is true, because I don't want them to dry and burn. They are very little, and they can probably handle morning sun, but not afternoon sun. That hot afternoon sun in the desert. So yeah. So they get shade from that big pine tree up there. Some shade from the wall. Some shade from the loquat. And that's why I also have my pawpaw here, because it's a shady area. I have one here, I have one over there, and then that's the other seedling, yuzu. So hopefully these little babies in a few years are going to be like this one right here. Right here. Looking beautiful too. It's putting on new growth. There's the trunk, it's getting woody. Can you see that? Here's my finger. It's a little smaller than my finger. But I need to clean up the bits, but it's getting woody. And it goes up pretty high. Wait, Lucas, come here. Stand next to my tree to see how tall you are. Come. I want to see how big you are. Wait, let me see. Stand right next to it. Right here. Can you stand right there next to the tree so I can see how tall you are? Okay. There's my 4-year-old next to the yuzu. I think the tree's taller than you. The tree's taller than you. Look at that. A little bit taller than you, Lucas. Let's see. Oh, you're taller than those trees? Let's check. Oh, yes, you're a lot bigger than those trees. You're a giant compared to those baby trees. Okay, say bye to everybody. Say bye, everybody, phone. Okay, bye. Yeah, you're taller than the flowers? Yes, you are. Bye, guys.